The house was filled with an eerie silence, a void that no sound could fill. It had been 12 long years since the accident, 12 years since my little brother, Ethan, had fallen into a deep, unresponsive state. His body lay still, sustained by machines, while his mind remained an enigma, trapped in a world beyond our reach. I sat by his bedside, watching the rhythmic rise and fall of his chest. His eyes, closed to the world, offered no hint of the thoughts or dreams that might lie beneath. One day, I whispered, gripping his hand gently, one day, we'll find a way to bring you back. Our parents had exhausted every possible medical treatment, consulted every specialist, and yet, there had been no change. Ethan's condition remained a mystery, an unsolvable puzzle. But I wasn't ready to give up. There had to be another way, something beyond the realm of conventional medicine. I remember the day it happened as if it were yesterday. We were driving back from the park, Ethan's laughter echoing in the car, when the accident occurred. A moment of distraction, a flash of metal, and then darkness. The doctors said it was a miracle he survived it all, but what kind of miracle left a boy trapped in his own body? Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. The world moved on, but for our family, time stood still. We lived in a perpetual state of waiting, hoping for a miracle that never came. Every birthday, every holiday, was a painful reminder of what we had lost. But amidst the despair, a seed of hope began to grow within me. I started reading about astral travel, a concept that seemed both fantastical and impossible. The idea of leaving my body and exploring other realms was tantalizing, a potential bridge to reach Ethan. It was a long shot, but it was the only shot I had left. I didn't tell anyone, not even our parents. This was my mission, my hope. I immersed myself in books, online forums, and ancient texts, learning everything I could about astral projection. The nights became my training ground, where I practiced the techniques that would allow my spirit to wander free. At first, it was frustrating. I would lie in bed for hours, my mind racing but my body unmoving. Then, one night, something shifted. I felt a strange sensation, a lightness, as if my very essence was lifting away from my physical form. I opened my eyes, but instead of seeing my bedroom, I found myself floating above it. The world looked different from this vantage point, ethereal and surreal. Shadows danced in corners, and the air seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly glow. I moved cautiously, exploring my home from this new perspective. Ethan's room was my primary goal, but each night I found myself returning to my body before reaching him. As weeks turned into months, my control over these astral journeys improved. I could venture further, stay longer. But Ethan remained elusive, a presence I could sense but not touch. Frustration gnawed at me, but I pressed on, driven by the hope of seeing my brother's eyes open once more. My journey began with a whisper, a quiet thought that grew into an obsession. Astral travel. The idea seemed ludicrous at first, a fanciful escape into the realms of fantasy. But the more I researched, the more convinced I became that this could be the key to reaching Ethan. Every night, I would lie in bed, my mind buzzing with anticipation. I had read about the techniques, meditation, visualization, the delicate balance between sleep and wakefulness. It was a fragile state, like walking a tightrope between two worlds. But I was determined to master it. The first attempts were clumsy. I would drift in and out of consciousness, my thoughts scattered. But gradually, I learned to quiet my mind, to focus on the sensation of my body growing lighter, as if I were shedding the weight of the physical world. One night, as I lay in the stillness, I felt a strange sensation, a tingling that started at my fingertips and spread through my entire body. I focused on that feeling, willing it to grow stronger. Slowly, I felt myself lifting, detaching from the bed, from my body. When I opened my eyes, I was hovering above myself, looking down at my sleeping form. It was a surreal experience, seeing myself from an outside perspective. The room looked both familiar and alien, bathed in a soft, ethereal glow. I moved cautiously, like a child taking its first steps. The air seemed to shimmer around me, filled with a strange energy. I drifted through the house, marveling at the way everything seemed to pulse with life. Shadows danced in the corners, and the walls seemed to breathe. It was as if I had entered a different dimension, one that existed alongside our own but was invisible to the naked eye. Ethan's room was my primary goal, but each night I found myself returning to my body before reaching him. The pull of the physical world was strong, dragging me back just as I felt I was getting close. But I refused to give up. Each journey brought me a step closer, and I was determined to see it through. With each journey, my confidence grew. I learned to navigate the astral plane, to push the boundaries of my consciousness. The nights blurred into one another, each one a new adventure, a new step toward my goal. But Ethan remained just out of reach, a presence I could sense but not touch. I began to notice other entities in the astral plane, strange beings made of light and shadow. They moved through the ether with a grace that I envied, their forms shifting and changing like smoke. I was both fascinated and wary of them, unsure of their intentions. One night, as I wandered through the astral plane, I encountered another presence. It was unlike anything I had ever experienced, a being of pure energy, radiant and powerful. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice trembling. "I am a guardian of this realm," the being replied, its voice echoing in my mind. "You seek your brother, Ethan." I nodded, hope surging within me. "Yes, have you seen him?" The guardian's light flickered. "He is known to us. He wanders far, beyond the boundaries of this world. But beware, for not all who dwell here are benevolent." Fear gripped me, but so did determination. I must find him. "Please, guide me." The guardian extended a hand, a beam of light that touched my soul. "Follow the path of the stars. There, you will find the one you seek." Guided by the guardian's words, I ventured deeper into the astral plane. Each journey brought new discoveries, new encounters. I met beings of light and shadow, each with their own stories, their own warnings. Some spoke of Ethan as a lost soul, others as a deity among them. The path of the stars was both beautiful and treacherous, a maze of light that twisted through the cosmos. I followed it with unwavering focus, my heart yearning for a glimpse of my brother. Nights blurred into one another, time losing its meaning in this timeless realm. The path of the stars twisted and turned through the astral plane, a shimmering trail that beckoned me deeper into the unknown. Each journey felt like peeling back the layers of reality, revealing the mysteries hidden beneath. My encounters with the other entities grew more frequent, each one adding a new piece to the puzzle. One night, as I followed the path, I encountered a group of beings who seemed to be waiting for me. They were unlike any I had seen before, their forms flickering like flames, their eyes burning with an inner light. They regarded me with a mix of curiosity and caution. "You seek Ethan," one of them said, its voice a soft whisper in my mind. I nodded, my heart pounding. "Yes, do you know where he is?" The being extended a hand, a gesture both inviting and intimidating. "Come, we will show you." They led me through a labyrinth of light and shadow, the astral plane shifting and changing around us. We passed through realms that defied description, places where the laws of physics seemed to bend and break. It was both exhilarating and terrifying, a journey into the very heart of the unknown. As we traveled, the beings spoke of Ethan. "He is different," one of them said. "His presence here is unique. He has become something more." "What do you mean?" I asked, struggling to understand. "He is a beacon," another replied. "A source of energy and light. The others are drawn to him, they see him as a guide, a leader." The words filled me with a mixture of hope and fear. Ethan, my little brother, a leader in this strange realm. It was almost too much to comprehend. But I pressed on, determined to find him, to see for myself. The journey grew more intense, the path of the stars winding through realms that seemed to exist on the edge of reality. I encountered beings of immense power, their forms radiating energy and light. Some were benevolent, offering guidance and wisdom. Others were dark and foreboding, their presence a stark reminder of the dangers that lurked in the astral plane. One night, as I followed the path, I found myself in a vast, open space, the stars stretching out in all directions. In the center of this expanse was a structure unlike any I had ever seen, a towering monument of light and energy. It pulsed with a rhythm that seemed to resonate with my very soul. As I approached, I felt a presence, a familiar warmth that filled me with both joy and sorrow. "Ethan," I whispered, my voice trembling. He appeared before me, a being of pure energy, his form radiant and powerful. His eyes, glowing with an inner light, met mine. "I know you," he said, his voice echoing through the astral plane. "I've always known you." Tears filled my eyes as I reached out to him. "Ethan, it's really you. I've been searching for so long." He smiled, a gentle warmth radiating from him. "I am here, brother. I have always been here." We talked for what felt like hours, sharing our experiences, our hopes, and our fears. Ethan spoke of the beings who had come to see him as a guide, a leader in this strange realm. He had found a purpose, a new existence that was both awe-inspiring and daunting. But as we talked, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. Ethan's new role was extraordinary, but it was also isolating. He was a part of something vast and powerful, yet he was still my little brother, a boy who had once laughed and played in our backyard. As our conversation drew to a close, Ethan's expression grew serious. "There is something you need to know," he said, his voice tinged with sadness. "What is it?" I asked, my heart sinking. "The beings here, they see me as a god, a source of light and guidance. But they do not understand what I truly am. I am still tied to my physical body, to the world you come from. If my body ceases to function, my presence here will fade." The weight of his words hit me like a physical blow. "Ethan, I didn't realize." He nodded, his eyes filled with a deep, abiding sadness. "I know. But there is more. When they realize I am not a true god, their reaction may not be kind. They may see my departure as a betrayal." Fear and sorrow mingled within me. "What can we do?" Ethan took my hand, his grip firm and reassuring. "We must continue as we are. You must keep my body alive, for as long as you can. And I must do my best to guide them, to prepare them for the truth." Tears streamed down my face as I looked into his glowing eyes. "I will, Ethan. I promise. I'll keep you alive." He smiled, a flicker of warmth in the vast expanse of the astral plane. "Thank you, brother. Remember, I am always with you, in this world and the next." As the days turned into weeks, I found myself navigating the delicate balance between two worlds, the physical realm where Ethan's body lay and the astral plane where his consciousness thrived. Each night, I would journey back to the astral plane, drawn by the bond that connected us. Each encounter with Ethan was a mix of joy and sorrow, hope and fear. Ethan's new role as a deity among the astral beings was not without its challenges. He had to mediate conflicts, provide guidance, and maintain the delicate harmony within their realm. The beings revered him, but they also placed immense pressure on him. His once carefree spirit was now burdened with the weight of responsibility. One evening, as I arrived in the astral plane, I found Ethan engaged in a heated discussion with several of the beings. Their forms shimmered with agitation, and their voices echoed with discord. Ethan turned to me, his expression a mixture of relief and frustration. "Brother, you are here," he said, his voice carrying a hint of weariness. "We need your help. The council is divided on a critical issue." I stepped forward, feeling the tension in the air. "What's going on?" Ethan gestured to the beings around us. "They are debating the fate of a neighboring realm. It is in turmoil, and they seek our intervention. Some believe we should assist, while others fear it will destabilize our own existence." The gravity of the situation was apparent. These beings, despite their power, faced dilemmas not unlike those of humans. What do you think we should do? I asked Ethan, valuing his judgment. Ethan sighed, his form flickering with the weight of his thoughts. I believe we should help. We have the power to make a difference, to bring peace. But I am only one voice among many. The beings turned their gaze to me, their eyes filled with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. You are an outsider, one of them said. Why should we heed your counsel? I took a deep breath, drawing strength from the bond one shared with Ethan. Because sometimes, an outsider sees what those within cannot. Ethan is wise and compassionate. If he believes we can help, then we must trust his judgment. Together, we can find a way. The beings murmured among themselves, their forms shifting and changing. Finally, one of them spoke, their tone more measured. Very well. We will consider your words. But the path will not be easy. Back in the physical world, the strain of maintaining Ethan's life was becoming increasingly apparent. The medical equipment that sustained him was aging, and the costs were mounting. Our parents were exhausted, their hope dwindling with each passing day. One afternoon, as I sat by Ethan's bedside, I felt a wave of despair wash over me. How much longer could we keep this up? How much longer could I keep my promise? The weight of the responsibility was crushing, and for the first time, I felt the sting of doubt. But then I remembered Ethan's words, his unwavering faith in our bond. I couldn't give up. Not now, not when we had come so far. I stood up, determination replacing my despair. I will keep you alive, Ethan. I swear it. That night, as I ventured back into the astral plane, I found Ethan waiting for me, his form glowing with a renewed sense of purpose. Brother, I have found a way. A way to sustain my presence here without relying solely on my physical body. My heart skipped a beat. What do you mean? Ethan's eyes shone with hope. There is a ritual, an ancient practice that binds my essence to this realm. It requires a sacrifice, a part of me, but it will ensure that I can remain here, guiding and protecting these beings, even if my physical body fails. The thought of Ethan sacrificing a part of himself was almost too much to bear. Are you sure about this? What if something goes wrong? Ethan smiled, his form radiating calm. I am sure. This is my choice, my destiny. And I need your help to perform the ritual. The ritual was complex, requiring both of us to perform intricate steps in both realms. It was a test of our bond, our trust in each other. Ethan guided me through the process, his instructions clear and precise. The beings of the astral plane watched with a mix of reverence and fear, their faith in Ethan unwavering. As the ritual progressed, I felt a surge of energy, a connection that transcended both realms. Ethan's form began to change, becoming more ethereal, more radiant. The sacrifice was taking its toll, but his resolve never wavered. Hold on, Ethan, I whispered, my voice filled with emotion. We're almost there. With a final, powerful incantation, the ritual was complete. Ethan's essence was bound to the astral plane, his presence now a permanent fixture. He was no longer tethered solely to his physical body, but his connection to our world remained strong. Ethan turned to me, his eyes filled with gratitude. Thank you, brother. You have given me the strength to fulfill my purpose. Tears streamed down my face as I embraced him, our bond stronger than ever. You are not alone, Ethan. We will always be together, in this world and the next. Ethan's new existence brought peace to the astral plane. The beings revered him not just as a deity, but as a guide, a protector. Our connection remained strong, a testament to the power of our bond. I returned to the physical world with a renewed sense of purpose, determined to keep my promise. I told our parents about Ethan's peace, his new role, and the sacrifice he had made. It brought them comfort, knowing that he was fulfilling a higher purpose, even if it was in a realm beyond their understanding. But amidst the hope, there was also a lingering sorrow. When I thought about the years wasted in his childhood, I felt a deep sadness. Yet, he lived a life here that no one else could experience, and for that, I was grateful. However, deep down, I knew he was not a true God. When his body ceased, he would also leave this civilization, and I couldn't tell Ethan that. I trust in Ethan's mercy, and I don't believe he has done any harm to the civilization he now guides. But I can't be certain how things will turn out once he's gone and they realize the truth. Ethan is my little brother, a child who became a god in a human lifetime. I promise you, Ethan, that I will do everything in my power to keep your body alive for as long as possible. These words etched in my heart. I knew that our journey was far from over. The path ahead was uncertain, but as long as we had each other, there was nothing we couldn't face. I dedicated myself to ensuring Ethan's physical body remained stable, pouring all my effort and resources into maintaining the life support systems. In the astral plane, Ethan continued to fulfill his role, guiding and protecting the beings who had come to see him as their god. He faced challenges and conflicts, but his wisdom and compassion never wavered. He became a beacon of hope and stability, a light in the vast darkness. Each night, I would journey back to the astral plane, our bond unbroken by distance or time. Ethan and I would talk, sharing our experiences, our fears, and our hopes. He gave me strength, and I gave him the grounding connection to the world he had once known. Through our connection, we achieved a balance, a harmony between two worlds. Ethan's essence became a bridge, a link that spanned the gap between the physical and the ethereal. He was both my brother and something more, a being of light who had transcended the limitations of his earthly existence. As time went on, the beings of the astral plane came to understand the truth about Ethan. They saw him not just as a god, but as a symbol of the potential for unity and understanding. They respected his origins and honored his journey, recognizing the profound impact he had on their existence. In the end, our story was one of love, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bond between siblings. Ethan's journey had taken him to places beyond imagination, and mine had brought me to a deeper understanding of the mysteries of life and consciousness. Together, we faced the unknown with courage and hope, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, we would always have each other. And that, more than anything, was the true essence of our story, a testament to the enduring power of love and the infinite possibilities that lie within the human spirit.